Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Uh-huh. Want some candy?
Alright, you guys ready?
Yes.
What's up, all you spooky little jerks? It is time for another episode of Monster Candy Podcast with myself, Screaming E from the Memphis Murdermen, Oubliette Sparks from Tsunami Bomb, and reeling them back in once again, we got Dominic Davy, also from Tsunami Bomb, back with us to discuss some movies. It's October's in full swing, so we figured we would finish out the month with John Carpenter movies, since we haven't actually done many of them. And tonight we're going to talk about the 1986 fantasy flick, Big Trouble in Little China. So
AKA Evil Spirits Make a Big Scene in Little Spiritual State.
There you go.
Nice. And with Dom and I both here, I would like to say that it's going to be an explosive show.
Kaboom.
Come on.
Anytime someone says explosive, I just think
Diarrhea.
Right.
That's
to
where
diarrhea.
your mind would go. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be here because
Yeah.
this movie. And that shocks me that Carpenter movies has not been featured on this podcast more, since you'll literally fudge into Nicolas Cage, but you've let John
We could cuss
Carpenter
here,
on
buddy.
read.
Yeah. Dude, we never did.
I'm disappointed in you.
Right. Well,
I consider
mean,
it your fault, really.
Have you done
My
any of
fault.
them?
Well, what did we do? I thought
Oh,
did
well,
The
like
Thing?
the later Halloweens, but
yeah, but no, we never did a Carpenter movie.
that's not.
Want to do The Thing? I feel like I did The Thing.
We did not do The Thing. We mentioned it on we mentioned it in the 80s, our favorite 80s movies.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, he
alright.
didn't direct it. He was just in it. We've
Yeah.
done some movies he's in or had a
Right.
part in, but not, I don't think, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not kidding. When I heard that evil spirits make a big scene in Little Spiritual State, I knew that I had to be a part of this episode, because
Well,
it's not often that you find two girls with green eyes, which I'm not exactly sure if Lopan had ever heard of Ireland, but whatever.
Well, at least not Asian girls. At least one Asian girl.
Broaden your horizons, bro.
Could have
he did.
easily, yeah.
Gracie Law was in there, like whatever.
Could have easily been, cut 40 minutes out of the movie
I'm gonna go.
or the entire movie.
I wonder if people are picking up on the fact, since I'm able to drop character names here, of what kind of experience they're about to get and why I dropped everything to show up for this episode when I heard you were doing this movie.
He was saving a baby. And when we were like, hey, dude, we're doing this tonight, he was like, fuck this baby, and tossed it. And now he's here.
And he
Life's
jumped
been-
through a window that was 3 stories and then rolled and jumped back up and then kissed a girl with green eyes and then he flew away.
Yeah.
And there was lightning.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I did all those things. Because when you listen to the old Dominic Davy Express here now, take his advice on this dark and stormy night when the lightning's crashing and the thunder's rolling and the rain is coming down.
There we go.
Yeah.
There it is. Well, it was funny because we were going to record it last night and I mentioned that while I was texting Dom and Andy, because Andy wanted to do a band call, which would have been responsible. And I was like, no, I'm doing the podcast. And Dom's like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, Big Trouble in Little China. And I forget how he responded, but I just knew it was like a whole, like, oh, I really love that movie. Like he was waiting for me to be like, do you want to do it with us? Which I actually would have texted him, except for the fact that I knew I probably wasn't going to do it last night because I would have been able to. So I was like, oh, until I know I'm actually going to do it, I'm not going to invite him, because in the off chance that he's like, fuck yeah, I want to, I don't want to bail on 2 men that I love.
Oh,
I know.
gay.
I know I bailed on E like 4 times for this in like 48 hours.
Well, that's
Right,
because
it
you
happens.
needed the
Maybe
special
3.
sauce, the third heat, as they call it, which is me.
Yeah.
It's true. I was
Dominic.
holding out
I'm
because
the
I
third
felt
heat.
something. Yeah.
You have 2 heats. You got 2 heats, and 2 heats are good, but it's the third heat that'll really sell.
for these
the
special
oven.
episodes,
Yeah.
we gotta bring back the other OG.
For John Carpenter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
But we'll get into that later. Right now, it's time to talk about some.
It's just so spooky. Her voice just comes out and just like echoes in her head.
Horror news, guys, brought to you by Time Bomb Toys, located 300 Camp Horn Road in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go see them in person and or online for all of your horror needs and collectible needs as well.
Their selection is amazing.
They do have a good selection.
When
Bob
I'm
is
in
a good
Pittsburgh,
dude.
I would go nowhere else. I would only go there because it's awesome.
You know, and it's a small business, so you're helping out the little guy.
Yeah.
And we all want to do that. The corporations don't need our money.
Try for it. But...
Time Bomb Toys does.
I mean,
you know, if and when possible.
But don't just sit there and not go check it out because you're not in Pittsburgh. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
It's the fucking future. Get
That's
on
right.
fucking timebombtoys.com and go look at their fucking site like I just
You
did.
got it. Got pre-orders, got everything you can have or want. It's right there. You just do it.
You don't have
you
any
could also
excuse.
just start driving, and I'm sure he's nice enough that he just let you stay there and feed you too.
Probably.
So just head over
Yeah.
right
Join
now.
the mailing
Yeah,
list.
you
They
like
have
Get
a
in your
mailing list.
car.
You like horror collectibles? They got magnets, stickers, posters, all kinds of shit.
Stickers.
Oh, yeah, they got
shit.
stickers. All kinds of stickers. They got it
Nice.
all. He has it all. But
They
that's
even have a
that.
mailing list. You can sign up and
Mhm.
join, and when so tell them
Bob's-
Monster Candy sent you.
Bob is
Put it
the
in
man.
notes of your order.
They even got some shirts. They even got some Monster Candy Podcast shirts there.
Oh, those are soft.
They are.
Real soft.
Yeah. Like our
I wear
hearts.
Made from the skin of virgins who didn't survive the movie they were in.
Ha, ha,
Speaking
ha.
of,
soft.
I wore mine at Haunted Horror Nights a
You
couple
did?
weeks ago.
There we were just doing all kinds of spooky shit the
And
last
just
few
globe
weeks.
trotting.
Hell
Horror
yeah.
globe trotting. It was crazy.
I don't know. Horror news. Who has anything?
Well, how was the jamboree, buddy?
Oh, the Jamboree was good. I enjoyed the scaled down version, the no podcasting. I'm not a big fan of the wrestling podcasts, so I don't want to see that at a drive-in horror event. So they didn't have anything like that. It was cool. It was just the movies. First night, John Carpenter, and then they had a Scream Queen night. So John Carpenter was actually there, and they showed Prince of Darkness and The Thing.
Nice.
And then he bounced, and then they brought up Linnea Quigley, and they showed Return of the Living Dead. Then they brought up Brink Stevens and Michelle Bauer, and they showed, what were the movies they showed? Let me refer to my notes.
Yeah. You literally
Teenage-
can remember the
Yeah.
one time we mentioned The Thing on a random episode of this fucking podcast.
Yeah,
But you got to check your notes about a thing you just did.
Well, because they showed the Teenage Exorcist and Beverly Hills Vamp.
Sorry,
After the Return of the Living Dead. So that went on at like 4 a.m. is when they showed Teenage Exorcist, which God
Wow.
bless him for getting the Lifetime Achievement, Joe Bob's Lifetime Achievement Award for Scream Queens, as did John Carpenter. And then the following night, Svengoolie, which then they showed all of the Universal movies, Dracula, Frankenstein, The Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, which, dude, remember when we did that and we're like, I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
cool, like whatever, but people really need to be honest about it. You would be surprised at how many people are like, I love that more than the original. It's my
What?
favorite. Yes. Joe Bob
Really?
included. Yeah.
Hmm.
I was
Huh.
like, what in the fuck? Really? So
Weird.
yeah, that was
Huh.
something that I just never thought I would hear. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. They showed that, and then the creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh, and they also showed, which was cool, the Three Stooges we want our mummy.
Oh, cool. I
Yeah.
like that one.
Mm-hmm. So that was cool. But yeah, the John Carpenter thing was rad. Keeping it scaled down to just basically being focused on the movies was great in my book. Although probably do with like one less movie, 5 or 6 movies in a night, if they're not like absolute bangers. It's hard to
Yeah,
stay
you
up.
could crash out.
Yeah, at like 4 a.m. And there's always like there's just always some technical difficulty. So,
Hmm.
I mean, the screens went down, I think, once each night.
Are you like laying on grass? Or
No,
like,
no, it's
what is it?
a parking lot right next
So
to
you're in a
like
car.
an airport. No, it's warm. It's hot outside, so people bring like chairs and shit and then sit in front of the stage or
But you can't like go to sleep.
I mean, you can.
Doesn't sound very comfortable though.
It's not too bad. I mean, people bring like fucking couches and shit, like inflatable couches, and they like
Hmm.
really go for it. People do camp there. There is an option to camp there, but I mean, why you would want to camp on asphalt in Vegas when it's 105 degrees like every day?
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you park your cars. It's like just a regular ass driving, so you can park your cars, but most people park and then grab a spot with their chairs and watch like the stage because Joe Bob. It's like watching an episode of The Last Drive-In. He comes in with
For
breaks.
12 hours.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This time it started at the gates opened at like 3-ish, 4, and then the movie started at when it got dark. So about
Mhm.
I guess the first movie went on maybe around 8, so almost 12 hours of movies. Yeah. I stayed
I'm too old
awake
for that shit.
for both days
Fuck that.
and then went to
No way. You can have it.
Cracker
You can have the
Barrel.
jamboree.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like I said, it's starting later and not going there for like karaoke at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the blazing heat with no one watching or doing whatever. Is
Was
way
there some
better.
controversy with this one at all? Like, I feel like I heard some weird stuff. I don't
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was some drama.
There's a lot of drama, which
Because
all
I knew that they almost didn't do it, and then Darcy like picked it up and made it happen. But that's all I know, and I haven't been able to like.
right. There's a lot of stuff going on, which is all speculative because John Brennan put up this thing because he wasn't there and that was an issue. He says one thing, Darcy says another. All of us being in bands and or entertainment in some facet understand how things go behind the scenes, working relationships and whatnot. Both sound legit. So,
They think they're telling the truth.
yeah, I mean, it's between them is where my perspective. It's like I'm not there. I wasn't there to deal with any of them. Both of them sound legit when they give their side. So I'm like, well, you guys figure it out. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just gonna enjoy the festivities.
Yeah, it sounds like a good event, but it just sounded kind of weird that there was so much drama attached to what's just basically a really cool chill
Right.
thing.
Well, I mean, look, horror fans, like comic fans and
Musicians.
wrestling fans, musicians too, but definitely in the fandom of like the con, you get the fucking fans that are like, this is my life. I am emotionally attached to any and everything that goes on with this thing. So if something doesn't go my way, it gets my tism in a bunch, and then I'm just on the internet fucking, what the fuck? And then that starts a bunch of fighting and then, typical shit like that, which then gets back to everyone else who's putting it on. It's like, hey, guys, we understand you might have some grievances, but there's a lot of shit that has to be done. It's a big undertaking. We know you guys don't see it, And a lot of people aren't even in that world, so they don't know, like, oh, they just think, oh, we're putting on some movies at a drive-in. You just rent the drive-in out for like, you know, $1,000 a day, which was probably a lot more, but then you have to worry about the security and all that other nonsense. So
Right.
yeah, there was some drama. So we will see if it happens again next year.
Well, that's too bad because it seems like it's a really cool event.
Yeah, it is. And then Thursday nights they always do like a get together at the Golden Tiki. And this year Darcy got her shrunken head. So that was a fun little get together. And yeah, that's about it. Weekend full of movies and no sleep. Oh, also checked out Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. The Monster Museum was pretty cool. Butch Patrick
That's
was
cool.
there and also at the Jamboree, but we didn't get to see him at the Jamboree. But we did run into him at the Monster Museum by chance.
Nice.
That's
You know,
very cool.
yeah, it's not every day you get to see Eddie Munster, I guess.
No, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I've gone through most of my days not seeing him.
Yeah.
That's very true. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. You had a rad time.
Yeah, I mean, it was hot. Vegas is fucking disgusting and ghetto. Like
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes outside of Vegas, that's fine, you know, but Vegas proper. Like,
Yeah.
okay, being outside in a fucking parking lot, I don't understand how it can smell like you're inside a smoky bar. Like it's a giant thing, but the amount of cigarette smoke that people are
'cause
indulging in,
no airflow.
oh,
Like
it
thick.
was, yeah, it was the fucking worst. Like, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And it being next to an airport, so you have like, I don't know if they're doing like helicopter rides there or learning how to fly helicopters, but all night you'd get
Mhm.
helicopters flying, and then every once in a while you'd get this like gigantic waft of just exhaust fumes from diesel trucks and helicopters and whatever. It would just like create like a dome over the fucking parking lot for like 4 minutes. So I think the black lung pops.
It is weird being around cigarettes and like, yeah, even though I smoked for so many years. It's funny because every time like the weekend comes around and there's a bunch of people from the city in town, it's like they'll all be out in front of the diner smoking. And I'm like, weird. Weird. You
is.
just don't see people smoke anymore.
Yeah,
That's
you
where I
don't.
lived, like almost no one smokes. But then once you hit a city or something like that, and people just fucking like smoking, like lighting butts off of the cigarettes off the butt, like
Yeah.
just chain smoking. I'm like, I didn't know people still did that. I thought, but I guess,
Dude,
I guess they
crazy.
still do.
It's so pungent. It's the only word I can describe it as.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
don't miss it.
yeah, that was my weekend.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and hot and sweaty. Sweaty balls.
Yeah. Mine was also hot and sweaty.
Yeah. Very moist too.
Yeah. The week we were in Orlando, 2 of the days we were there had feels like 115-degree temperatures.
Gross.
Oof.
So it was good. I mean, but it was good because we were there the week before the hurricane, so we didn't have to deal with
Yeah.
that. It was like one of 7 times ever Disney's closed for a day.
Right.
They closed for 2
Hurricanes,
days.
plural.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's I was there in between because I
Perfect
went there
timing.
right after Helene. Yeah, and we thought Helene might fuck with our flights, but we were okay. But yeah, I went to Haunted Horror Nights in Orlando, which I've been to 3 times now. And I have to say this year was not as good as the other years.
Oh no. Was it because of the Wolfman?
I didn't even see it. But I will say it was the first time I stopped by the Red Coconut Bar, which they call, I think, Dread Coconut or something else. Like it gets taken over, and that's in City Walk. So the first day I was in town, we went and checked that out, and that was the raddest thing ever. They turned it into a monster 80s bar, and it was good 80s music. It was like goth industrial 80s, and they had all these actors, like basically like famous monster types. Like there was a Dracula and other vampires and people, but like legit good alternative 80s clothes, good music, and the actors were all dancing and then would let other people dance. So it was like a
Oh, that's
nightclub.
cool.
Yeah, I took some videos there. That's where I almost knocked over that coffin while I was taking a picture in it, which is now my favorite GIF on my phone. Nothing was holding it down, and it was like, I mean, it's hollow and it's not a real coffin. It was really light, so I just like touched it, and it totally was about to
It's
fly
like,
away. I caught it in time. And then upstairs from that, they had like Blumhouse did the upstairs, so it was just like kind of movie sets from different movies.
right.
And it was neat. Like the black phone one, the phone was ringing, and if you picked it up each time, it was like a different kid whispering, and like sometimes you would pick it up and it would just be like, get out or whatever. And it was and you know, there was like a statue of Daddy Hawk there.
Yes, there was.
And they had like Freaky, they had The Purge, a bunch of stuff. It was cute. But that you could go to for free. That's just City Walk. So like if you are around, you just go. And then a few days later we went to Horror Nights, and like the scare zones this time were just really not as good. Usually like the decor and the special effects and the makeup and the themes are really good. These all fell flat. Like I brought my husband, and I was kind of sad because I had hyped up this night, and he was just like, huh, this is what you've been talking about? And I'm like, no,
dude,
it's really
so awesome.
Yeah, it's usually cooler. But the main thing is like, I might have talked about it on the last episode, but maybe not. But my TikTok got taken over with like thirst trap Death Eater videos, because all these fucking girls took videos of the Death Eaters in the Harry Potter world and like slowed them down and put sexy time music.
Sexy.
Well, and the Death Eaters started knowing about it, so they started playing into it. So they would like lean over them in corners and corner them, and like they would put the dark art like thing on their arms. So the Death Eaters would come and do like stuff. So they definitely kind of knew what they were doing and playing into the sexiness. So after my TikTok got taken over by that, I was like, I at least want to see if anything's actually going on over there. Because I expected to just see like a whole bunch of like girls like lingering about waiting for them to show up.
Right.
I mean the videos looked like it was getting to the point where it was annoying because like everybody's just filming and trying to get their attentions. But I will say, so like right when we walked into the Harry Potter area, it didn't seem like anything was going on. So I figured they weren't, because they come like every 30 minutes or whatever. But then Christian's like, why is everybody
That's
standing?
what she said.
Yeah. But then Christian was like, why is everybody standing in a circle? And I saw a couple like hoods that were taller than everyone. And I'm like, oh, the Death Eaters are out like right now. And I have to say, you know, taking videos and slowing them down, playing sexy music can really add a feeling. There was nothing sexy about those Death Eaters at all.
I feel like you're describing like most dudes' experience at a strip club.
Yeah, totally.
It's
You're just like,
dude, it's awesome.
yeah.
It's not as rad as I heard.
Yeah. Well,
That's
and I mean, honestly, like I was walking in there not wanting one of them to corner me up against the wall, because I know it's some like fucking geek in this outfit that's just like, or some like fucking like, I don't know, felon or like sexual predator that now works at Universal being a Death Eater that's just like, this is fucking great. I get to touch girls and with my wand all night, and they make videos of me. Like there's no way it's just some like normal guy that's like, oh, this is so much fun and I'm getting attention. And I mean, honestly, and it's going to be a bunch of like wannabe thespians. Like, I'm going out to be the Death Eater and I am going to ravage every woman out there. And, you know, whatever. It's whoever it is, it's not going to be good. It's not good. Whoever's behind that mask, ladies, it's not. And I know that's part of the appeal, but anyway, so there was
in Florida to this podcast going, that's my job.
The Death Eaters are doing a great job. And honestly, like, you know, now my TikTok is flooded with couples who have bought their husbands or boyfriends these costumes and are doing role play. And it seems like it's rekindling some people's sex life. So honestly, Death Eaters, you're doing God's work. So go do you with your, and I have to say the stuff they do with their hands and the wand. I mean, men's hands are sexy. Like I get it. I see the videos. I'm like, I could see why people are into this, but in person, I was not seeing anything like that. But leaving there was a Blumhouse scare zone that had like Megan the doll and some other things, but they had Daddy Hawk from the Black Phone, and that I don't know why there aren't videos of that, because that is intentionally a thirst trap. This guy has a belt and half the time had his shirt off, half the time had a 70s sweater, and is snapping his belt to the women passing by and like making comments about spanking.
Right.
So, and I don't think they're supposed to talk. Maybe he's allowed to, but that
Daddy Hawk can do whatever Daddy Hawk wants.
That was like, I like, because I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take a selfie with this person behind me, and as I'm like looking at myself through the selfie screen and watching what he's doing, I'm like, oh my god, is this allowed? Luckily, I was far enough away that this whoever that weirdo was couldn't touch me. But yeah, it was like, it was creepy, especially since that character, like, it was implied things he did to little kids, but never really clarified, and they kind of have him just snapping the belt and calling kids over. It was weird. But yeah, the best house was the Insidious house, which is funny because I don't love those movies, but I have never. I think it was the best only because it like, there's no way you couldn't get startled. I've never seen that many actors or jump scares in one house. It's literally like 7 minutes of people just like screaming at you and jumping right in front of you or over you or around you. And like the second you're like actually realizing that you're being yelled at by one, there's someone like 15 degrees next to them starting to scream at you again. Like there was a part where I didn't even know where to walk because there was more of them than me, and I'm like, I didn't see the people who were in front of me anymore, and I'm like, okay, like, is this supposed to be happening? So that one was good. The rest were like not as good or great as they had been before. I didn't do a lot of the movie ones because I usually like the non-IP stuff better. I did do Insidious because I heard it was really good. So, but they had the new Ghostbusters. That movie sucked. So like, I don't want to see that weird like fucking Lord of the Rings ice guy villain. Like, that's not scary.
I did not see the latest one.
The villain is like really a bummer. It looks like like a graphic design student from the 90s made it.
They showed too much. Like, of it. You know what I mean? They were like, "Oh, this is cool," and it's like,
let's give it all the screen time.
It was better when it was more of a mysterious force, I think.
Right.
So.
Yeah, the design of it just is not a scary thing, especially like when you go with Ghostbusters and these kind of like iconic visuals with their bad guys. This was not
like cartoon Ghostbusters.
That. Yeah, totally. And like one of the things about Ghostbusters is like they're like, at least in the first two, it's like they're people, or they look like people, right? You know, like they kind of transform somewhat, but they still like look like real things that could be. This does not look like a real thing that could be. So I didn't do it. But yeah, that was my trip. And then I did the Disney Halloween party, which was not very horror-ish, but the Sanderson sisters had some good songs.
Nice.
Okay.
Well,
and that was fun.
This actually makes me feel a little better because last year my fiance and I went to see Halloween Horror Nights in California's Universal Studios and was pretty disappointed. It was not quite what I was hoping for. But it looked like it aligned with what was happening in Florida. And this year, I'm going to Florida this month, and I don't really have time on this trip to pull off. You know, I'd have to do some fancy footwork to make it happen. So I was like, maybe I could skip this year. And I hate to say it, but I might, because that doesn't sound that exciting. It sounds like they might have eased things back from when we first went. The first few years that we all went, the band was good. It was so good. It was like, drop everything. I know we're at Fest, but let's go to this and do it for one night. And it was worth it. It was like walking into Halloween land for like it was so amazing. But like the last year, I wasn't that impressed. I didn't know if it was California or if they had just cut back, and now it sounds like they cut back both
I
places.
think I did. Well, I did the Florida one last year, I think. Yeah, I did it one night last year before we did Fest.
Did you
And
like
that
it?
one was good. Yeah.
Okay, because the
But there
California
was
one I
like
did, and it wasn't.
there was a cool like Crossroads, Sell Your Soul to the Devil, like rockabilly musician one that was crazy and all shadow play. Um, but no, last year they had a bunch of good ones
Hmm.
that I liked.
Well, then
But
it sounds like
especially that
California
one.
was a little bit of a disappointment. But
Yeah, they do different houses at some of them. But yeah. And I know California, they keep the scares, it's kind of more separate too, right?
yeah,
It's
it
not
was
like the
like
whole
over in a
park.
neighborhood, and then
Yeah.
they had like the haunted part way in the lower area, a bunch of the haunted houses, and then they
It's
had
weird.
like the neighborhood way over here. So it was super spread out, and it didn't feel like the park was taken over. It felt like, okay, go way
Right.
over here, and then go way over here, and then it was just like, the costumes were cool, but
Oh, the other thing I noticed this year. So like the other years I went and you would hear like Groovy Ghoulies play, you'd hear the Ramones, you'd hear the Misfits, and you'd hear a lot of other stuff, but then like a lot of cool stuff from the 50s and 60s. This one was almost all like new metal. Like they got rid of almost all the stuff I had heard other years. So I don't know why or who they hired as their music director, but like they need to fucking quit that and it needs to be a lot more rounded out because like there's great spooky music of all genres and like to just hit that kind of thing is real
that's funny because
dumberson.
that kind of feels like what California felt like. It was very new metal, and it was very like,
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Well, Ice Nine Kills is like all over everything.
That's true.
Which I mean, whatever, you like what you like, but that is not my jam at all. So yeah, it's a bummer.
But I had a lot of fun. It just sucked because like you pay 150 a ticket and then I went ahead and paid for the like unlimited like skips because those lines can get like 3 hours long and
Right.
like there's no way I was gonna take my husband for the first time and be like, yeah, we're gonna stand in a 3 hour line and see a fucking haunted house that might suck. And to skip the line, that's $225 a person.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
not cheap.
we spent like over $350 a person, I think, when all was said and done. Yeah. So when it's not good, that hurts a little more. when it's good and you have an amazing time, like I can rationalize doing something like that once a year.
A little bit.
So I don't know. I'm bougie. I don't care.
Well, you also want to get what you pay for.
Time is money. And
Right.
time is money. Like I will pay for it to be quicker and not have to stand in a long ass fucking line. So
right.
But yeah.
Especially when it's hot as fuck out too. Like you don't want
yeah.
Yeah.
No, and on those back lots that are just like cement and no air goes through because you got walls all around you. It's fucking it's rough. But the 80s Club, if you guys are in Orlando anytime around Halloween, just go to the Coconut Club. That's their like kind of tiki bar in City Walk. Because I guess they do the 80s night every year or something similar. It was cool. Like I wish it wasn't one of the days that felt like 115 because I would have totally gone in there and danced all night. But because they left their doors open and it felt like 115, I was like, that's not happening.
Like, this is gross.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way. Christian's like, we can stay if you want to dance. And I was like, I would die. And that's not me being crazy. Like, I would probably die if I tried to because I'd just keep dancing and it'd be dumb. But yeah, I've got a little regular horror news. I had talked about Samara Weaving doing like a religious movie called Azrael. And I was wondering what the fuck happened to it since it kind of got released in March and then we had talked about on and off and never saw anything. So Shudder is actually releasing it on October 25th.
Okay, cool.
So it doesn't have amazing marks, but I'm still excited to see it because I really like her. And then I also saw just a couple of days ago, they greenlit Ready or Not Part 2 with her. And it's the whole same team that did the first one that's going to do the second one. And I really like that movie. So
I bought
hope
that
that
movie.
they
That's how
do
much
it
I like
good.
that movie. It actually got
Mhm.
through, and it's in my regular this is what I'll watch collection.
Yeah,
So.
it's just a lot of fun. And then I was slightly excited about The Monkey, which James Wan was signed up for, the Stephen King story. But what I
Yeah.
didn't realize is that it's the guy who did Long Legs too. Maybe I did realize because we talked about it, but we talked about it before I hated him.
Right.
And now I hate him. So now I'm sad about it.
Yeah, there's
And I
lots
don't
of
feel like I can let myself watch it because I've got feelings about this man now.
fucking Long Legs.
Don't
Did
I
you-
just
like
fucking
it.
that fucking
Dom,
movie.
did you finally watch Long Legs?
I watched Long Legs. Yeah, I did, and I went in totally cold and open. Didn't realize I was going to get caged. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert for anyone. But I was. I purposely, it's not often that I do that. I purposely let myself be open, and Valerie and I watched it, and I just have. All I'll say is that I'm very aligned with you both
Mhm.
on a lot of your feelings, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I've got some like real bad feelings,
It
real
should have
bad
been-
ones. I feel
it
like
had
I
so
got
much potential.
bamboozled.
Yeah.
It had so much potential, and it was wild to me how many people were like, "Whoa, that!" And I was like, "Whoa, that!" Like, I don't know. It's like then I remember that people think there are people out in the world that think pepper's spicy. So I'm just like, whatever, okay, yeah. I mean, people like every time I hear like, "Dude, this movie totally scares people," and I'm like, okay, and then I go and I'm like, "Am I just dead inside, or like?"
A little,
what's that?
probably a little bit, but that's like the thing now.
I'm
Every
like-
movie is the most disgusting and terrifying until the next movie comes out, which is also the most.
No, it's
gruesome and
also
terrifying.
just a bunch of fucking like artsy twats that are like,
Yeah.
oh, the meaning and the blah. No, fuck you. Fuck you. It's just a bad movie. Mandy,
I was surprised.
Mandy visually looked good, but fuck you all. It was a bad movie, and a fucking 13-year-old hitting puberty listening to fucking Metallica is who wrote that, and then he just made it way later in life. Like,
Yeah.
that is not art.
Where's the
And the people who are
lie?
so into it, I'm just like, you just are fucking bullshit people that try to find extra meaning in everything. But if that's what makes you happy, then great. But just don't tell me that because I hate you. I hate you doing that to me. Don't imprint that on me because I'm not going to see that. I'm going to see a shitty movie.
I'm glad there's forms of horror out there for everybody, and
For sure.
people think mayo's crazy and pepper's spicy, but I'm just sort of like, look, it's fine, it's fine. I was just a little. I don't want to make this Long Legs part 2.
Oh, you can
like,
do that. We can shit on that movie.
Oh, we
Yeah.
could shit on it so much.
The
Yeah.
reason that I'm mad at it is because it could have been great. It could have been great.
Right.
It had everything it needed to be great, and then it seemed like it got distracted by
Whatever, you just don't get it.
bullshit.
just don't
I got it.
understand.
I got it. I definitely got it. But no, I mean, and you know what? If you're listening to my voice and you're hearing us and you're like, oh, whatever, that movie's rad. Hey, man,
Yeah.
enjoy it. Fucking roll with it. And
No,
like,
just-
I got yelled at for liking the beach. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten getting yelled at. I still stand by it. That movie was fun as hell. But whatever, man. Stuff there's different
Cookies.
strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
It's like whatever, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. I was expecting Moss from that movie, and I got
Mhm.
less than Moss.
Yeah.
So,
The dolls, the fucking spheres and the dolls. And then he lives in her basement. Like, fuck you.
it was
Fuck
just
you.
like,
What the
oh,
fuck?
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Whoever did
like-
fucking people.
Yeah.
I'm still
And it
mad.
also didn't feel like it was committing to like what it needed to.
Yeah.
I don't
Any
know.
sort of direction.
It was a light touch. I mean, but like stylistically, there was a lot of cool things in it,
Mhm.
but it was just like, but like I say that about Mandy too. Mandy was stylistically like fucking stunning, but I was also like, but Mandy was,
Mandy was
rough.
fun to put your eyes on.
yeah,
But-
yeah. No, it's.
But if everybody could have just shut the fuck up in that movie and the weird guy playing the vinyl with his dick out wasn't in it, that would be great. He ruined that song.
I'm
Yeah.
glad people are stoked. If it brings them into horror, great. Like everybody has their entry point. Like if that was
Yeah.
yours, great, man. Fuck it. If you love Mandy, good. Fuck yeah, right on. That's cool.
There is somebody from our past who loves Mandy
I'm sure.
and dresses as somebody in that movie as a Halloween costume.
Okay.
and does
Well-
videos playing music online in that costume. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I caught a
Ah.
glimpse and was like, oh, that fucking figures. Mandy. Damn it.
Well, okay, whatever. Right on.
Yep.
If that's what they want to do with their time.
It tracks. It tracks. That's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it does.
Yeah.
let's move
Wow.
on from
Your
You
horror
know,
news.
that does fucking figure. That totally fucking figures.
right.
Oh my god, that fucking figures. All
Doesn't
right,
it?
Whatever.
It's so
Yeah.
funny.
I know they're never gonna hear it, but hey, you know what? If you hear this, fuck you.
Yeah, go
Anyway,
fuck yourself.
I like
yeah,
that slow
so
burn. It simmered a
so-
little bit.
Yeah.
In
I got
stewed
nothing.
for the-
I had to
Yeah.
scramble to get some horror news right before this because, like I said, when I meant that I dropped everything and ran, I didn't go fucking to no jamboree or Halloween Horror Nights. I didn't get to do anything. My month has been kind of hellish, but
Yeah. I was gonna say yes. Yes, it has.
this month has sucked. But I am still hanging in there, and I don't know. Terrifier #3 is the #1 film in the country apparently because Joker fucking whiffed. So
Yeah.
you know, right on horror movie in #1 position. And you know, I don't hate. I've only seen the first Terrifier. I haven't seen 2 or 3. So, I don't know.
I mean,
But,
we'll
hey,
we'll
it's the
eventually
#1
do
movie.
it. But
yeah, it's
Yeah.
the #1 movie in the country right now.
Yeah.
That's something.
I'm not
but I
the
think
biggest.
it's the only reason that it's the #1 movie is because Joker whiffed so bad that theaters started pulling it and replacing it with Terrifier. So good on you guys that made Terrifier because your movie got to take it. Like apparently people were hungry for some clowns and they got they got a different kind of clown.
Yeah.
I am surprised they went for a musical, but whatever. Like I'm surprised Joker. That's where the sequel went. It's like let's do.
I read the ending because I know I'm not gonna watch it, and oof.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
sounds like oof. It sounds whatever. It sounds weird, but whatever.
I
I'm
just don't
whatever
like
you wanna do.
movies that are supposed to make you want to like commit suicide or just be depressed. And everything about the first one was trying to do that. And what I read of the second one, I'm like, oh, so they're just trying to up the ante of making you fucking hate the world and hate your life. Cool.
By sitting through a
I know-
musical for 2
I'll
hours.
pass. I'll
Well, I know
pass.
there's people who like movies that are really sad. I have a similar outlook. It's just
Fucking
really
Chloe,
sad to
dude.
get.
Dancer in the
Yeah.
Dark is like her favorite fucking movie, and I would never watch that a second time.
Well,
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
everybody was telling me to watch Brokeback Mountain because it was so sad, and I knew that I already knew what it's about. It's about two guys that are in love with each other, and they're not going to be together, and it's going to be a bummer, and that's exactly what it was about. And then when I watched it, I was like, "This is a beautiful movie, but it's super sad." And I'm like, I knew what it was about, and before I watched it, and here we are.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a little bit. It's apparently also has a scene of where we don't believe in lube, but whatever. So whatever, man. It's on
Yep,
you.
that's the
But
scene I
just
keep
like,
thinking about.
yeah, it's just like,
Rawhide.
but sometimes you
Mhm.
watch these movies and you're just like, man, I get it. People want to feel stuff in movies, and every time anybody's like, oh, it sucks because superhero movies are taking over everything, and I was like, dude, because people want to have a good fucking time. I'm sorry they didn't
Yeah.
want to hear about the movie about how like somebody died of cancer slowly, and this is how they tried to make their life right before they died.
Yeah,
again.
like The
And it's
Fault in Our Stars and shit like that. You couldn't fucking pay me to watch that shit. I got
mean-
friends dying of cancer. I'm good. I don't need to
Yeah.
fucking watch it on the TV.
I hate to say it, but like life is hard, man, and life is sad.
Yeah.
And so it's like I don't really need that out of this. So for Joker to just be like, I mean, the idea of putting Harley in that world was such a cool idea. But anyway, yeah, so they did, but then they went to a musical, and I guess Harley was barely in it, and here we are. Terrifier 3 is now the #1 movie. At the time of recording, Terrifier 3 is the #1 movie out there. And
I'm sure it
you know
will
what,
be
any-
because it keeps
anytime
just
horror
banking money.
gets up there, because like nobody tries to help horror out. Nobody wants a horror movie as #1. They all get weird about it. So it's like whatever, fuck it, good for you.
Yeah.
Terrifier.
Right now, that and The Substance are like up
Jesus
there as
That's
some of
sick.
the
That's true, yeah.
top movies.
But
He's
only
fuck-
because Joker whipped. So, but
if I never
that's-
see The Substance or hear about that movie ever again, it'll be too
that's
soon.
the scariest movie around. Like that, people threw up and died while they were watching that movie. I feel like that's the tagline for everything now. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I heard somebody was
Yeah.
so upset that her family exploded 2,000 miles away.
yeah, that's what it seems like. Everybody's just like, this movie. Every time I hear that, I'm
that's
like,
Terry's
it's gonna suck.
fucking #1 movie. He
I was
loves-
just staring at the cover and I felt my heart start to slow down. It was super crazy.
Don't look.
know, it's. I
Oh
swear
yeah,
to God,
Terry loves that movie.
It's which one?
The Substance.
Oh, The Substance.
Mike Terry keeps telling us to watch it. Well, you watched it.
I did watch it. And I'll say this. Oubliette, it's a 50-50 on if you'll like it or if you'll just be like, it's whatever. But it could go either way. For me, there's a lot of inconsistencies, and you get the message right away, and then everything else after that is just kind of like
Could be a message, the pursuit.
Oh, my local theater is adding Terrifier on Friday.
Number one movie in the world.
Well, I know they didn't have it, and they always have obscure stuff that E and Terry don't have near them. And I'm like, what the fuck? You don't have Terrifier? So they are adding it. But I still want to see. I want to see Smile too.
I will say this about Terrifier 3. I did enjoy it more than the second one and possibly the first one. And I'm not the biggest fan of that franchise at all, but it was.
I really liked the second one.
Yeah, it was.
Other than the middle.
Right. The story was more like cohesive in this one, so that's why.
Instead of just a random little girl showing up that they kind of imply is something, but never really tell you, and it's just there.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That was.
Yeah. So anyway, do we have anything else for horror news?
I don't know. I just saw some music thing cross my path that I thought was interesting that I know the both of you would have comments on.
Oh,
that I just
go
got
ahead.
sent to me, and it has nothing to do with horror. But like, guys, if you're listening to this, like, there's literally 3 musicians in this podcast, and like, music is our life.
Yeah,
to a degree. Chrissy Hind Music posted something on Instagram, and
you know I don't like her, right? I have a thing.
You're not gonna like her even more. So she apparently posted this letter, and this is really ridiculous. This is a ridiculous.
She's a
take.
fucking piece of shit.
Well,
okay, go ahead.
She wrote. Okay, so anyone listening, music fan and musician alike, check this out. This is weird. Nothing to do with horror. This just came across my phone. Hi, y'all. First of all, thank you to everyone who's come to see our shows. We're in the home stretch of this year's tour, and it's been a real pleasure. Fantastic cities and fantastic audience. We've had a great time playing for you. One thing we feel obligated to explain. When we go on tour, the whole point of it is for the band is that we're playing to different audiences every night. That's why we go on tour. So if we're in Edinburgh, like we are tonight, we look forward to seeing local faces. This is what makes it new for us every night. We appreciate those of you who follow us and buy tickets for multiple nights.
Oh my God.
So please don't be offended if we request that you move out of the front row and let some locals come up front and give them a chance. This is what keeps it new for us, especially being on tour for so many months. See you later, XCH.
What a fucking dipshit. What a fucking piece of shit. Good. Keep doing that, Chrissy, you fucking bitch. I hate her so much.
I'm just like, I've never seen somebody go, hey, everyone who loves us the most, fuck off.
Take a couple steps back after spending all your money on our merch. Because we don't want to look at you more than one day in a row. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's because what makes it exciting for us is to see new people. We don't want to see you more than once. That's awesome.
Sorry to detour everybody from horror into music, but
let's be honest. Like how many people are traveling and taking up the entire first few rows from the locals? Probably not that much. If they played a show to, I don't know, wherever they're playing, a few hundred to a few thousand, whatever. Okay, there might be a dozen people that traveled from an hour away or, flew, whatever it is. It's not going to be that many people that you have to say, hey guys, can you move back and let the locals up? I'm sure.
Also, tell your fans to not be fucking pussies.
Yeah, right.
Tell the locals to grow a pair and get up to the front.
I've never seen anybody ever post hey, I know you guys really like us and stuff, but could you fuck off? I mean, I was like, wow, okay.
That's
anyway,
weird.
Sorry to hijack it, but
people get weird, dude.
Valerie sent me that going did you see this shit? Oh my fucking God. And it's she said it best. How to lose your biggest fans in one post.
Yeah.
Well, you got John Cougar Mellencamp chastising everybody at his shows for doing anything that he doesn't like now. So people get old and then they get cranky and then they just, yell at the clouds. Rah! Like I do all the time.
Fucking crazy. Anyway, all right. That's it for horror news, I guess.
Yeah.
Horror news with a music bonus.
There you go. All right, guys. That's been
Back on the chain.
Yeah.
No, I hate them so much.
Oh.
Fucking band.
All right, guys. The first that we're gonna do, first John Carpenter flick, Big Trouble in Little China, which I thought they were gonna show at the Jamboree, but they did not. So
Too funny.
yeah, I watched
Too
it now.
funny, I guess.
And you know what? I don't know, because this movie, like before I get into the little synopsis, but it's got everything you could want. They
This
did talk
movie
about it
has
a little
everything.
bit. Yeah, John Carpenter did talk about it a little bit, but it's a fantasy movie and it's got monsters. It's got
Broke his heart.
lore, which we love here. Yeah, it's got everything. Action, suspense, horror.
It has everything.
It does have
Action,
everything.
Suspense, horror, and comedy.
It indeed.
Great
All right.
contact lenses.
Here's the synopsis. A rough and tumble trucker and his sidekick face off with an ancient sorcerer in a supernatural battle beneath Chinatown.
That is such an oversimplification of what's going on in this fucking movie. Yeah, if you don't know this movie, stop right
Collaborate and listen.
now. Go watch it. Stop. Collaborate and listen.
Yeah, don't listen
Go
to
watch-
us right now.
go
Turn off
watch
this
the movie.
podcast.
Yeah.
Go watch the movie for the first time and then come back and then hear us talk about it. But that is my gift to you. If you honestly somehow manage to avoid this cult classic because you're too young or you're too old or you're new to horror or you just don't give a shit about Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, then stop the podcast. Come back after you've heard it, because after you watch it, because watching it for the first time is like a movie that's compared to it a lot, that I am always happy is compared to a lot. Buckaroo Banzai and Across the Eighth Dimension
I can
is
see
another
that.
one that if you could just watch it for the first time, this is a cult classic or weird science or there's a bunch of really crazy campy 80s movies that came out in the 80s. They don't make movies like this anymore because they can't. There's not enough cocaine to make these kind of movies anymore. And there's not enough ability to be this stupid. But there's a bunch of Airplane, there's a bunch of movies that if you can watch for the first time without anybody ruining it, you should. This is one of those movies that is a tribute to the Hong Kong mystic kung fu crazy.
Dude, totally.
Movies. And it's you gotta if you can and you haven't, come back. This episode's gonna be worth listening to. I know you've been in it for an hour. I know you listen to my Christy Hine news, which is weird, but come back and talk to us about it and comment about it. But if you've already seen it, sit the fuck down. We got to talk about this.
Get out of the front row. This is for the people that haven't.
Get out of the front row. This is for the people who haven't seen it before. No, it's for the people who've seen it before. You got to come back. You got to go listen.
It's funny that you said that. Yeah, that's one of my things in my liked list, that it's like a kung fu monster movie, like a throwback to the old kung fu movies of the 60s and 70s. I was like, fuck yeah.
You like Mortal Kombat? You fucking like Mortal Kombat? Watch this fucking movie. Did you play
Raiden.
Mortal Kombat when you were a kid?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you like Raiden? You like fucking whatever? I forget who the Mortal Kombat evil sorcerer is called, but it's Lo Pan.
Screenshots from Chrissy Hine.
Yeah.
No, okay, guys, there's breaking news. Two notes before the one Dom just read. Listen to this. On behalf of the band and the crew, I'm sorry to announce that Judy Fox, our number one fan, who most of you will remember from her smiling enthusiasm in the front row, did not survive the hit and run accident she was in. I bet Chrissy fucking Hine hit her.
That son of a bitch.
She was tired of seeing that fucking smile and her on the front row. And she doesn't even know she just outed herself with this new fucking letter. She's now unhinged and doesn't want to see any repeats in the front row. She has killed this poor girl.
And I was going to say, and you thought that wasn't connected to horror news at all.
Oh my God. Well,
there we go.
Rest in peace.
Family.
That's sad. Yeah, it's sad to hear. But
and you're welcome for connecting the dots, listeners. You heard it here
Wow.
first. Chrissy Hines, a fucking murderer.
Well, on the
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
So
that's a glowing review from Dom so far. I
no,
mean,
I haven't
geez,
said anything about this movie yet, except you should watch it first because it's worth watching for the first time.
For
Because
sure.
it's one of those 80s camp movies that you just don't see anymore. And it's a ride. It's a fucking ride. The whole thing is a ride. It's a ride, start to finish. And you need to see it. So if you haven't seen it, stop, go, and then come back. If you're still here, it's on you, man. We tried to warn you.
All right. Well, so, I mean, do you want to just keep going? What do you like about it, man?
Yeah.
Every fucking thing about it. This movie has every fucking thing. Dude, if you're a kid, this movie was fucking bomb. And if you're not a kid, it's still fucking bomb because this movie inspired so many things that came after. It pulls from it's such a great starting point for white people to actually like get into Hong Kong cinema. And it's
True.
or John Carpenter for that matter, depending on your entry point, like, or Kurt Russell for that matter, who, was George Clooney before George Clooney, the handsome comedic and actor. It was a fucking flop because nobody knew what to do with it.
Dude, yeah. I was looking at that. I was like,
supposed
holy
to be a
shit.
hit. Everybody involved thought it was going to be a hit.
Dude,
Kurt Russell was afraid to make this movie. This is you could see
because he had so many bombs.
He had so many bombs, and this was another one. And because it bombed, it broke John Carpenter's heart, which is why part of the reason he didn't make more movies. But fuck all that, because as soon as it came out on VHS, once upon a time, fuck the internet. There was no hope.
And late night TV.
Yeah, late night TV.
That's where I saw it.
Oh my god, same. When it came on at late night TV, you stopped it. It didn't matter what else you were doing. You were watching fucking this movie. And
of course,
as soon as we got video rental, and you could rent a VHS tape or fucking Betamax, I don't care, or a disc if you can get it. And you would get this movie. This was one of the movies you rented a whole bunch because it was so fucking much fun. So it should have been a fucking hit. It's only because they didn't know what to do with it. And the more you get into it, the more you realize the amount of care they tried to do. Like, they understood that they were a bunch of white guys talking about Chinese mysticism, and they really wanted to present it in a good way. And then I'll just say one other thing, and then I'll let other people talk. Holy shit! The star of the fucking movie is the best part about this fucking movie is the star of the movie is not the hero. He's the sidekick. You're following the sidekick the whole movie. There it is. Blow your mind. Maybe you didn't ever read about this movie, but that's one of the coolest fucking things about this movie is that you think you're following the white hero, and you're not. You're following the fucking side. You're following Watson to Sherlock Holmes. The real story is his best friend, and you pop in and out of what their reality of him saving
that dude can jump really fucking high too.
And that actor's awesome too.
Dude,
they totally
so
treat him serious, but he is straight up the friend that you think is the sidekick is actually the hero.
Dennis Dunn, Wang Chi.
Yeah, he's the hero, and fucking Jack Burton, the most ridiculous character in the history of everything, is the fucking sidekick. He's just like pulled along.
Jack Burton, that character. I mean, okay, they're all characters like that are all based off of the John Wayne, hey, Pilgrim, I'm gonna this big bravado. But Jack Burton is who Ash turned into after the second
100%.
Evil Dead.
100%.
As soon as he gets to Army of Darkness, you're like,
yeah,
that's
and especially the TV show, it's series.
Jack Burton. Yeah.
That's Jack Burton.
Totally.
So, yeah,
it is that character. That is where Ash most people think of comes from. It comes from this fucking
and it's
movie.
funny. Dennis Dunn, he was also in Prince of Darkness, which isn't like my favorite movie. It's another weird like John Carpenter thing where he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. But watching that in like a movie theater drive-in setting, when you're with a group of people, you realize how funny certain things are that aren't as funny when you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
His character in that is like the most hilarious. Like every line he says, it's something fucking goofy and silly and like sexual and pervy, but the timing and the delivery is like spot on, and it's fucking hilarious.
And that was supposed to be Jackie Chan.
Right.
and people were concerned about it, and he ended up saying no. But like that guy did, Dunn did a great job. I thought everybody did a really great job. The way the comedy is handled is very kind of
It's a spaghetti western.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's spaghetti western,
Yeah.
but I'd also say it's very Goonies like, with
Oh,
their
yeah.
like where the humor is in these characters are just reacting to the ridiculousness of their situation. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
they came this way, or he's like, well, it's like okay,
Oh, totally. Like if I had to make a time capsule to like give to somebody on what movies were like around that time, like that's one of the movies you would put in there, like just certain things that aren't replicated anymore and
Right.
things that you don't see anymore. Or if they do try to do them, it just never seems genuine or sincere. Like this movie seems sincere, which for something so silly, that's so hard to do.
Yeah, and I mean it was supposed to be a western,
Right.
like spaghetti western, like you said, and then they just, I guess they didn't want to, they didn't really want to pay for that and go down that direction. It was always supposed to happen in San Francisco, so it's cool that it's a San Francisco fucking movie. And
It's a San
Mhm.
Francisco treat.
and
guys.
yes, there is a side note for anyone who's not from San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, there is a huge, notoriously and well known, huge a tunnel system under Chinatown in San Francisco. So this basically takes that concept and just like fucking leaps off the cliff into what could be down there. But
Which
like
is great. And it's
yeah.
one of my it's probably my
Yeah.
favorite part of this movie. One of the things I liked best about it was the underworld once they get
Mhm.
into the tunnels, because that's where you get the monsters. Like everything,
Oh,
I
it's
like
so
everything
cool.
about the movie. It's cool and all, but once it gets down there, then you really get like the fantasy
Yeah, I mean, in real
monster
life, I
Mhm.
think
part, and you're like,
it's just a bunch of stores, but like, but and
right.
people, like cheap apartments and stores and
Let
stuff.
us believe.
But like, this takes it into uh, a really cool place, and the fact that they were so careful and respectful, like it's never meant. They never do the obvious, oh, it's been so easy. And I think the whole sidekick thing, that the hero is the sidekick, and I hate to say it, that the fact that they didn't ching chong this fucking movie into cheap, shitty Chinese
Oh yeah. There's no
stereotypes.
big teeth or glasses or,
No, they don't just like,
stupid
oh,
shit.
and it's like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
They do none of that. Because they do none of that, that actually made it harder for the studio at the time to understand what this movie. They couldn't understand, like, oh, wow, we're treating this like anything? That doesn't make sense. They even made them add the beginning. I'm sure you guys saw this when you researched this episode, but like that
Mhm.
beginning was thrown in because the studios pressured them to like try to make him more heroic, more the hero, and talk about that he was a noble soul, which he's not, but
No.
because he's fucking Ash, it's the same thing. But he's like, but yeah, they had to add the scene in to kind of like build him up, because like they literally, I guess they just looked at this and was like, "What have you guys done? I don't understand this movie at all." But like, it's awesome.
Well,
It's awesome.
and James Hong's portrayal of Lopan. First of all, he's
Yeah.
in like every single fucking movie from
Every
like
movie.
We need an old Asian man. Let's bring him
anything
in.
that had to do with like Asia
Anything like
between
serious.
like fucking 1970 whatever and through the 80s, he's in it. But his duality of the character
Yeah.
is hilarious, especially when he's the old like just fucking frail guy.
Weird pervy dude.
That's the best
Yeah.
part. That's the best character in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought everything about it was pretty great. I mean, the writing's good, the cast is good. It's like one of those rare movies where every actor that got cast fit their character and played their character perfectly. Like
Yeah.
even to Eddie, like, the dopey, frumpy other sidekick dude. Like
Mhm.
he did it perfect. Like everyone was great in it. And
Yeah,
I mean,
and
the story too. The story's great.
yeah, and like, I mean, just to clarify, I did mention this and I should have. The adapted screenplay was by W.D. Richter, who who directed Buckaroo Banzai. So there's a lot
Right.
of similarities
Oh, that
between
makes
Buckaroo
sense.
Banzai um and Big Trouble in Little China. He was offered to direct it, but he said no, which I think is I think he He wanted to go to smaller movies, but like at the time, this sounded like this was going to be a huge action adventure film, and it obviously didn't get that to that level.
Dude, it was an estimated 25 million and grossed internationally and US and Canada 11 million each. So
yeah,
do the math.
Yeah, it was rough. But like
I think they spent 25 million. I
Right.
think the budget was 25 million.
Right. Which is crazy because when I was a kid, it was like a big deal. It was everywhere. Like,
same.
Every kid that was my age, a little older or around, was like, we were all like, dude, fucking Big Trouble in Little China. Because, I mean, especially because of the villains.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Like, this movie impacted me. And I'm somebody, obviously, who has a big imagination. And part of me and knowing me is knowing that everywhere I am, I'm creating stories constantly and make up backstories to people. And like, I really do live in a fantasy land. Otherwise, I think I'd be too bored with life. But like this
Chrissy
movie,
Hine,
after
for
I
an
saw
example,
it, yeah, not
murders.
like that. Yeah. Oh, you mean that? Yeah. So I'm doing that all the time. And so just so you guys know, if you ever like see me out or at a show and you're like, oh, she's not really talking much and she's just watching people, that's what I'm doing. Like, I've got a backstory for you. Like, I've got a fake accent. I've got everything. I know I know your future. And it's just
That's
me.
awesome.
I live in my own fucking world. And no, I won't tell you about you, but I'll tell you about other people. But yeah, so after I saw this, growing up in the Bay, and first time it came on was like late at night. I was supposed to be in bed, and I was watching it downstairs because I used to always sleep on the couch downstairs and not in my room. And my dad came down to get like water or something, and he was just like, Big Trouble in Little China. He's like, you're supposed to be in bed. And I'm like, but this movie's so freaking cool. So he ended up letting me stay up on a school night, and he stayed up with me to watch it because he really loved it. So it was one of the first kind of like cultish movies him and I watched together, and that ended up becoming a thing where every once in a while he'd let me stay up and watch things that I probably shouldn't be at that age. But after that, maybe the CB in my dad's car lasted 2 more road trips before he just started putting it in a suitcase and in the truck, because literally he would go in the gas station or a store and I would pick it up and just start trying to do like dad jokes and bits on it. And after a couple of times of him coming back and like us starting to drive and then like strange men like responding to me on it, he was like, we're taking this away from you. But also my mom always loved to go to Chinatown. There was like the warehouse district or a district kind of near there where there was some clothing shops she liked. So I'd always make her take me to the Fortune Cookie Factory and go in Chinatown. And after this movie, it was great, because I literally like knew what gang every person I saw was in, and like created this whole like thing, and believed or like wanted to believe that the in Chinatown there was all these awesome like borderline supernatural gangs. And honestly, I still think there are kind of, but I don't think we're supposed to talk about it, so not going to say anything else. Don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, the effects, like the claymation type, like exploding person, the fucking ball with all the eyes that just like,
which is the D&D Beholder, which is crazy. They obviously pulled that from there.
I just love the introduction of it, though. They're just like in this hallway or whatever, and it's just there. It doesn't like roll up really fast or have this grand entrance. It's just this kind of dopey, weird blob with a bunch of eyes. And the one guy's like, oh, that's whatever he calls it. And it's like, if it sees you, Lopan sees what it sees. And Jack just starts shooting it. It's stuff like that they executed so well. It's like this really just like dumb stuff, but it works. And yeah, like any kid who loves D&D or, like we said, Mortal Kombat, or loves fantasy and horror and stuff like that, comedy, like you're gonna like it. So if you haven't seen this and you didn't stop the podcast to go watch it, like Dom said, like fuck you.
Yeah, go. You gotta watch it. Do you want to know why? I mean, did you guys see as we came up, and I'm sure not people know this, but like why it had a limited budget and why it was so tight turnaround for this movie? It didn't get the expansive release.
No,
because it was in competition with The Golden Child.
Which is another awesome movie. I used to watch that thing constantly.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's
Mm.
big movie Golden Child, it was coming out in the same was being produced at the same time, and actually Carpenter was offered to direct that, but opted not to because he had already committed to the Golden Child. He'd already committed to Big Trouble. But it's really weird because originally he looked at it as not the same, but he's famously said that it's really weird that, out of 20 in the last 20 years, how many Chinese mysticism movies have been released, and then all of a sudden there's two from competing studios at the same time. But yeah, so they were rushing it to get it out before that because they knew Eddie Murphy was such a big star. They were worried they wouldn't stand a chance against it. So they
Understandable.
released it 5 months before Golden Child's Christmas release. So they rushed it. And Carpenter also was particularly hired because he was known for going very fast. And so it was like, go. They had to
Jack
all
Burton
rush.
is like an iconic character, and so is Lopan. Like, I love
mean,
Golden Child too, but I don't know. I think Big Trouble in Little China has just like inspired so many different people and characters.
Well, I mean, it has
I don't know,
everything.
all the feels. I know.
Like,
It's just
really
yeah.
does have everything for everybody.
Just throw everything in the bag, shake it up, and be like, "Phew, here you go. Here's a fucking crazy ass movie."
I mean, and like, I'm sure I went back and looked through the history to find out the connection, but it's been such a long time. But all right, first you have like the Mortal Kombat stuff, and you have
Yep.
the Street
Inspired-
Fighter.
They inspired.
Well, the costuming too, I think, is so great,
Right.
and it goes back to that, like not trying to overdo it and be cheesy and do like, like the Last Dragon little like pajama-y thing
Right,
that they
right.
do in all the kung fu movies or whatever. Like they actually took some really cool traditional styles,
A lot of
and made them
practical
awesome.
effects.
Yeah,
I mean, all of it was practical pretty much. And can I just say, 80s lightning will forever be the best. It's
best
so much
lightning.
better than any of the CGI stuff they do now. Like,
Yep.
always will be better.
Isn't
Yeah.
it? Don't they accomplish the lightning effects by utilizing those little static machines to do lightning and film it over a screen, and then they mat it over it, so
Oh,
you're actually
probably,
getting
yeah.
actual lightning in those
Right.
scenes rather than CG. Like you're actually like matting in when he's like,
Right, right.
You're literally getting the shot of two little like the electrodes like causing the lightning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
and
I'm
then they film that and lay it over.
I mean, that
so
would make
much
sense.
better.
Yeah, but it's so
Yeah.
much better. I'm like, yes, like that might be the best thing ever in a movie is 80s lightning or any
Yeah.
sort of like electrical like beam. I'm like, dude, perfect. It's the best. It's the best. I mean, the characters, thunder, rain, and lightning.
Mhm.
Those guys
Yeah.
are dope.
Those
Yeah.
guys were awesome.
Yeah.
Dude,
All the characters are just
Right.
so awesome.
when they show up in the film and
Mhm.
you're seeing them, like when they see them for the first time, like across the way, and you're like, oh shit. Like, and even the characters are going like, what are
What's
they?
that? Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing? You can even see them
Yeah.
like, and pretty much the whole movie is them trying not to engage those guys because they're like, those are demons. Like, we can't fight them. That's like, it's basically like if you're like Ash fighting the X-Men. Like, what are you gonna do? You're like,
I mean,
I guess I'll talk them to death. You're like,
Until Thunder
the-
decides to blow himself up.
Thunder got upset.
Yeah.
But
The whole
But-
first scene after Lopan with Jack like trying to call the insurance company, but like everyone as he's walking in the house just being like, I heard Lopan showed up. Oh yeah, Lopan. And he's just like, what the fuck? Like
yeah, who's
just
that?
everything about it and just their nonchalantness about this guy having these insane powers. And then Jack kind of being disturbed or freaked out by it, but also being like, I'm calling the insurance company.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Well, he's
just-
Jack Burton. He's got
Yeah.
he's got to handle shit. First things
Well,
first. Got to get his truck
Did
back.
you guys know too? There was a different ending where he kills
Yeah.
the three guys from the airport.
Mhm.
Oh,
So at the very end, I guess it shows him get back in it, or like when he leaves and doesn't kiss Kim Cattrall and like fucks off, he gets in his truck and then he finds those guys somewhere by water and they're in a car and he hits the car into the water with them in it and they drown and die. and the studio was like, oh, we
A little
don't
too serious.
we think that's a little much for the ending. We're just gonna get rid of that. And
that's really funny.
I'm bummed that we never got A Big Trouble in Little China too.
You almost did.
Almost.
Yeah, but
But
I just don't know if it would have lived up to it, man.
no,
Sometimes you
yeah,
gotta just leave it alone.
Which was
right.
John Carpenter's take, but
Maybe we'll get a
Yeah.
you're
remake-y.
gonna share
Jesus
who
Christ.
you're gonna share who was trying to make that happen.
I forget.
The Rock was
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
make because The
Yeah.
Rock loves this movie and wanted to do it, but
Oh,
he was pushing
no.
hard and trying to meet with Carpenter about it, and Carpenter was ambivalent about a remake. And then they were like, "Well, we don't want to remake it. We want to make a sequel. So we're going to follow up the whole lore with some new characters and everything."
Can't.
And then in 2019, they had made a script, but
No.
Yeah.
Disney
Just
No.
bought Fox, and now it's in limbo. So nothing.
Yeah. You can't.
So
It's too long. It's too long, and you need Jack Burton.
there
You
is a
need him.
comic book series.
I'll talk to my friends at Disney and make sure that doesn't happen. Don't worry.
Yeah.
There is a comic book
give
series.
somebody a call.
There's a limited. There's a comic book series that's written by Eric Powell from The Goon, which is really great, and
I like
John
The Goon.
Carpenter. And
really?
it started in 2014 through Boom Studios. They did a limited crossover series with Jack Burton and Snake Plissken, titled
right.
"Big Trouble in Little China: Escape from New York." Well, it's a creative title.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've done a couple series. A lot of it, I think, at one point, Jack Burton goes to hell, and then he gets transported into modern times and has a real hard time like interacting with anybody from now because he's totally 80s.
Right.
So
He's not very PC.
no, he's not very.
It's all in the reflexes.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really crazy things. I mean, I feel like we're not even talking about Kim Cattrall, who like back then,
Miss
mean,
80s.
honestly,
fucking
Yeah.
Mannequin. Miss Mannequin.
I got
Yeah.
forced to watch Sex and the City a bunch. It was all about Samantha. Everybody else was a piece of shit in that show, and I'm going on there. But Porky's, Police Academy, and Mannequin, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was amazing, and she's great in this. Gracie Law is cool. It's a great character. Like the characters are really, you could tell they put a lot of thought into these characters to try and explain why are they there, and why are they like this. And it's really
Well, they also let the actors improv and kind of become the characters, which I think made it so cool.
Like the makeup thing when they do kiss, isn't like wasn't planned, but they didn't realize how that particular makeup would come off. And most, like, Carpenter made a famous quote about Kurt Russell saying, like, you know, the fact that he doesn't care to look like a buffoon. Like he was like, oh wait, no, let's run with this. Like he wouldn't know, like this is real. And then they just like, so you see this big scene, he does the whole thing with like lipstick all over his face from kissing her. It's hilarious.
I love him. Like I love him. I love him and I love Goldie Hawn and them together and the videos they make just of their life. Like they are my favorite fucking couple. Never got married, like love each other to death. They're both such good fucking people and both of them do not give a fuck about being silly.
No.
Like they are fucking ridiculous, but in the best way. Like you just want to be their friends.
Did you guys know that the theme song is sung by
John Carpenter?
Coupe de Villes with John Carpenter, but also Nick Castle. Like
Really?
the shape is the backup vocals in Big Trouble in Little China. That's Nick. That's Michael Myers, like the original Michael Myers singing.
They
that.
played a lot of they played that song.
It's
like for his opening at the Jamboree.
Yeah,
and him
Big
leaving.
Trouble
Yeah, and like
in
they
Little
played
China.
dude. The music video is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it is ridiculous. Yeah, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, John Carpenter does the music. I mean, come on.
This
That's
movie
cool.
is awesome.
Yeah.
And it became big after the fact. It flopped so hard, it was just terrible. But like,
But that's
dude,
so
it's
crazy
so
because I
fucking sick.
don't remember anything. I mean, I was a little kid, but like everybody was talking about it, and you never heard like, "Oh, this movie sucks." It was all like, "Holy shit, this movie's ridiculous and funny and awesome."
Yeah. But I mean,
So-
let's go down a list. There's a list online of ways this movie influenced other things. The Mandarin was based off of Lopan.
Okay.
completely styled after him. Raiden is clearly influenced by
Lightning.
Mortal Kombat, and Shang Tsung, that's his name, is Lopan 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But he's younger and has like brown hair and
Yeah, but they're just changing this stuff to make it like their whole thing. But I mean,
guess.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon show, had an antagonist. Ho Chan was essentially Lopan, and then there's a storm figure. There's like Rain with Wind.
Well, there's a lot of things because the eyeball thing kind of was a little bit Krang, but also Invaders from Mars, the remake, the '80s remake, that little brain thing. The head guy was absolutely Krang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I didn't know there's a bag. I forgot about the reference of the 6 demon bag. I guess some man metal band like had a song like that. But yeah, I mean, this movie has influenced so many things. It's so crazy. I don't know, man. It's just such a sick ass movie. I don't know. I wish they made more irreverent movies, but they just I don't think they can do it like the 80s did it. I don't know why. I think it's probably just the tonality of the time. We have to be really careful about these things because this movie, it's not like this movie is like purposely offensive. Jack Burton as a character is just sort of ridiculous and kind of an asshole, and that's supposed to be, and he doesn't know what's going on. But you know, it's like,
well,
it's not that the movie's too offensive, but I don't know. It's like
there's a certain bravado and like machismo that the 80s action heroes had, no matter what it was, that just doesn't exist now. I don't think it
would be allowed to.
Right. I mean, well, you could have like Jason Statham would probably be like a Jack Burton, like the closest Jack Burton-y type.
His character in Meg was close,
right?
You know,
he
kind of gets close to that kind of,
or So it does exist, but it's like you really have to get. The thing is, the actors, a lot of them back in the 80s. Not saying there's not a lot of good actors now, but the great actors of our time that are older and great now were young, and they were in these like goofy ass silly movies, but they still had the chops. So it comes through in the characters they're portraying, which, I mean, there's not really that many great actors around nowadays that you think of like, oh shit, yep. When someone says name a great actor around now, you're like, back then there were like movie stars.
Yeah.
Especially for like 80s movies that they're all in. Kim Cattrall, I mean, Kurt Russell, like they were in all the movies
right
in the 80s. So yeah, it would definitely be hard to recreate that. And you have to, people have to be willing to be silly and really like camp it up.
Not many people are. I mean, honestly, I can't think of a lot of actors now that are willing to be silly. A lot of the young actors seem to want to be really serious. I mean, there's comedic actors, don't get me wrong. Like that, let me rephrase that, but the type of silly and willingness to be ridiculous despite themselves is rarely found among leading men. I would say Paul Rudd is the only one I can think of that does not care if he comes off stupid.
Right.
Even in a serious movie. And like George Clooney was somebody I dropped that is also not afraid to be kind of ridiculous in his own movies if he has to. But there's not a lot. Like,
but even those guys are older than us. Like,
yeah, but that's true.
I think Adam Scott, when he was doing comedies, did Will Ferrell, that whole crew of people. When you watch all their like improv, definitely, but they weren't.
They're comedic actors.
But Will Ferrell doesn't have that kind of machismo.
Right. He's not like a macho guy. That's I mean, like The Rock.
He looks like a comedian. He acts like a comedian.
I mean, you got people like The Rock, but it's not the same.
I mean,
but his is so wholesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Rock's
very
too careful. The Rock is too careful. He's too afraid to piss off MAGA, and he's too afraid to piss off liberals.
You know who is doing it? John Cena.
Yeah, yes. John Cena does.
That dude does not give a fuck. Ricky Stenicki, all that stuff. I could not believe because I watched the like the reality show he was in, like the Divas show for a little while, and he was so like stern and uptight when he was with Nikki Bella, and he just seemed kind of like this really closed off, like. And then he started doing comedy, and I was like, he is fucking funny.
Yeah.
And he
well,
does not
he's-
give a fuck. And he says, that show's
Yeah.
so fucking funny. And he'll say the most crass, crazy shit when you watch the outtakes of the movies he's doing. Holy shit. He's got a sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean, there's people out
No.
there, like, I mean, everyone from The Boys. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they're willing to
Anthony
do that.
Starr, totally.
Right, you know, I mean, there's people out there, but
Yeah.
it's still not like, you know.
I mean, Catherine Hahn, I think, is a great example, and Aubrey
Yeah.
Plaza, but they're women. But still,
Right. Well, I mean,
they're
you
like
still need
total
that too.
babes and
Yeah.
will be totally ridiculous
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and weird.
yeah, it would definitely be hard to recreate it, I think. I don't know, one of the things I didn't like about the movie is just a little bit. I feel like in the middle it drags a little bit, and you probably could have
does.
cut like 10, 15 minutes out of it. I mean, it's only it's only an hour and like a half long. But in between the time they go down, like I wish they would have cut some of the time out before they get into the underworld, like when they're rescuing all the girls.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, but then I think that switch wouldn't have been as impactful.
right. I mean, like I said,
It does feel
it's
like-
all there, but it's like, just for me personally, I wish the underworld part would have been a little longer, just because it was cool. I'm like, oh shit, all these fucking creatures and stuff. I'm like, that'd be
It
rad.
was cool, but it made it feel like it had acts, right? It kind of
Yeah.
had like this first, second, and third, and they were all like very distinct.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it, but like I said, it just drags like a little bit before they get down there. And I'm just like, because as I was rewatching it,
I agree.
I'm like,
I can see that.
all right, once they start to rescue the girls, like that whole thing, like it's cool and I like it, but as an entire movie, once it gets to that part, like I kind of start to like, oh, I'm gonna look at my phone, or oh, I'm gonna get up and get something to drink, or or not really pay attention. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's
That's-
really my only like minor annoyance and minor dislike of the movie. Everything else I thought was a
Well, you
lot
can
of
shut
fun.
your whore mouth because this movie's fucking perfect. No, and that slow part, that lull, is necessary in order to set you up for the mystical journey that happens at that point in the movie, because it takes a turn as they go into the dark world where they think they're prepared, but they're actually fucking not. They're not prepared. So that lull allows you to suddenly think, oh, they got this. They're going to be fine. They got this. And then you realize, no, they don't got this. Shit's going to go crazy.
Yeah, they could have cut
It's
the
about to
lull
get
out.
magical.
Is this Dominic's class of 1999?
Yes,
Put some
yes,
music
it
over
is. It is. This is my class of 1999. If you guys want more Big Trouble in Little China, check out Boom Studios, the comic. The big edition collectibles are kind of expensive and stupid. You can get the first one for $60. The other two are like 130, which is ridiculous. But they have
Jeez.
other volumes that are smaller volumes that they're selling that are cool. It's funny. It's not going to capture the flavor of this movie, but like, yeah, man,
Right.
if you're still here, fucking, the movie's awesome.
Oh,
And
you
if
should.
don't
If
think
you have not seen it, you should for sure check
Absolutely
it out.
see
Like,
it.
yeah, if you don't like it, you can.
well, you're dumb.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how you can't not.
Well,
like,
I don't know what you want.
Yeah. It's
You're
one
watching
of
a
the movies
movie-
you just have to like it.
You're
Like, you
listening
have
to a
to like
podcast
it.
called Monster Candy Podcast. Like, what the fuck are you looking for? What do you think this is about? Like, and
Yeah.
yes, we all agree because it's a fucking good movie.
It is. Is
Um,
there anything you
wanna
didn't
fight
like
about
about it though?
I don't like your mouth when you talk about the lull. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. I don't like your attitude. Pete. No,
Whoa.
I wish.
Whoa.
I wish. I don't know. I wish there was some deleted scenes that they cut that I think probably were fine getting cut, but didn't exactly explain the hog tying thing. I knew about. There's a scene where Gracie Law mouths off and ends up getting hog tied, which is why she's hog tied randomly and the only
Right.
one when they get to the thing, which, and I think stuff like that would have been cool, but like, no, man, there's nothing I don't like about it. Just because it's a fun movie. The only thing it's limited by is the
that there's not enough of it.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I almost wonder if there's a perfect amount of it. Kind of like Buckaroo Banzai. Like everybody's like, "Oh, I wish there'd been more Buckaroo Banzai," and it's like, really, do you? Because would have been the amount of
Yeah.
attention it would have gotten. It's like almost like, yeah, this movie flopped, but it's a cult classic. It's perfect.
Right.
It's a perfect, fun movie, and if you're a kid, you're gonna love it, and if you're an adult, you're gonna love it. It's one of those movies that some
Unless
jokes
you're a
fly over your
boring
head
ass
when you're a
adult
kid.
that is just boring and stupid.
Getting
I have
old and
fun.
sucky.
I would love to think that they could make something like this. I'd love to think they could make a remake like this, but I don't think they can because I don't know if you can. I mean, this showed a lot of it tried to show a lot of respect to the Chinese mysticism it was borrowing from. It definitely made up things, but it tried to start out from a basis and could fit in with Chinese mysticism. They, for a bunch of white guys that worked on it.
Well, I mean, nothing
But
seemed like a parody, so they
No.
achieved that.
Yeah, it was definitely not a parody. It was taking it seriously. The main character, which is not the main character of the movie, is treated seriously. He's competent. He doesn't knock himself out in the first fight, unlike our hero, quote unquote hero. Like there's a point that they were trying to make here, and I think it's pretty hilarious. But
Yeah.
I love this film.
What about you, Ublia? Is there anything you didn't like about it?
I do think that there's a little bit of a lull and like some stuff that's kind of unnecessary.
What's your fucking name?
But hey, you want me to do what you did? Man, this is the most Dominic movie I've ever seen in my life.
This is the most
hold
Dominic
on. 1.5 stars.
Yeah.
Candy corn. That's
If
what
you
you
could-
literally, you fucking literally did that in your end. This is
Which one?
the most oubliette movie ever.
For class of 99, and
then
then she chastised
2 stars.
you.
Yeah.
And I was like, how could you do that if you care about me?
I
And you say this movie is like, you gave me 2 candy corn is what you did. That's what
No.
you gave me. Yeah, because you said
No.
this movie is most me. Yeah. So I'm just saying I'm not going to do that to you. So you shut your bitch mouth while I'm talking.
Fair.
There are parts of it that lull sometimes, but I think that they were there for a reason, and they were very much like typical scenes you would see in movies at that time. And I think they many of them were probably thrown in by the studio to like maybe make it more mainstream, because some of the stuff that lulls for me and is like is some of the character development that isn't action packed that you don't really need. So I know why they did it. So it doesn't make me mad, Dominic.
Well, maybe it should.
And this is not the most Dominic movie I've ever seen, but it is definitely a Dominic movie.
It is a Dominic movie.
But it's also a me type of movie too, and the
Yeah,
kind I
it's
used
an
to watch.
oubliette I think it's an oubliette movie.
The great thing,
dad all the time.
the great thing about this movie is it's a everyone type of movie.
That's it. Perfect.
It's an everyone.
Everybody. It's Big Trouble in Little China is a part of everyone.
If you are a white person that likes to name your band after Asian culture, like Tsunami Bomb, then you'll probably like Big Trouble in Little China.
Shit. Yeah.
If you like the kind of respectful cultural appreciation that you can only have from the God-given rights of white people,
not to be
believe that
mistaken
they
for
are
a
the
cultural
center of the universe
appropriation,
and can absorb other
Right.
cultures as choice in a respectful way, in a woke way, perhaps, then this movie might be for you. No, I'm seriously.
Or if you're not woke.
It's
Because
fucking right.
Jack Burton is certainly
He's certainly not
the protagonist. Is definitely
He's
not.
definitely not woke. But fuck you if you even qualify. That way.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right, go on. I found one thing I don't like.
Okay. I'll go. The
No,
floor
this
is
is more
yours.
important.
The tunnels
So,
are
like,
yours.
So like the curse Lopan has, right? Of the
Yeah.
flesh thing,
Yeah.
where like he's occasionally awarded like a withering body.
Mhm.
That's like a little
He's
chintzy,
cursed
man.
with a withering body.
I know, but then I looked into it, and it's not always the same body. It's like throughout time he can get like a withering body. Like they implied it could be a different one other than that. But anyways, he has to like marry a green-eyed girl and then kill her and whatever.
Yes.
But the way they explain it is a little
wonky.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little wonky.
Yeah.
I just think it could have. The curse itself is fine. I just think it could have been explained a little better, or like that part you could have taken out some of the other extra lull stuff and do like a little backstory and do a little
I agree with
montage of like what happened. Let's go back in the past and see some gods and see what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
I feel you. feel that.
And that could have been super fantasy like and fun with, possibly some 80s lightning and maybe some glowing
Yes.
people. We all love
Yes.
that.
Yes, we
So
do.
missed opportunity.
Totally. You guys want to rate this one?
I just want to see if Dom wants to come at me for that. So
No.
what do you
No.
got, buddy? Yeah.
Yeah,
Jack-
see, you want to get us
Jack-
some fisticuffs?
As much as I like
Fisticuffs.
Jack Burton, I feel like his
Put up your
politically
dukes.
he would not be aligned with my particular way if I had to deal with.
You don't know
Atlanta
that.
Jack. It's pretty terrible.
You don't know that.
Yeah. You never know. We're all more alike than we are different, everybody.
That's true. That's true.
And this
I do.
movie
It's
proves
just-
it.
It's just whether or not people say it at home or in public. I said it.
Shots
Yeah.
fired.
Yeah.
You
That's a
shit
truth,
bags.
though. Yeah.
Fired.
Fucking
You're
dirty,
fired.
dirty shit bags.
All right, I'll beat you to it. 5.
Hateful
I'm going to
people.
pull into my 6 demon bag and give it 5 candy corns. I'd give it 6
Jeez.
if I had them. So
Oh, a
all
max
right.
score.
yeah, max score because not just because I'm like, oh, I'm biased and nostalgic. Dude, I've watched this movie a million times. If I walk out into my living room and it's on, I'm going to just watch it. So the rewatchability for this movie for me is really high. I think it's high for a lot of people. I think you notice things about it. Like I forgot 6 demon bag. Like that reference is so neat. Like there's just so many weird little things in this movie that I think make it a really rewatchable and entertaining movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a lot of fun. It's well done for the time. It's fucking John Carpenter. It's fucking Kurt Russell. It's Kim Cattrall. And, fucking Dunn should have been a bigger star for sure. But yeah, it's a great movie. And it does everything I want it to. For the type of movie it is everything that I want it to be. So I give it 5.
All right.
Give it 1. I don't care.
Oubliette, what do you got? How many candy corns?
Because I really relate to Jack Burton. I like 80s lightning, glowing people, cool gangs with matching outfits, green-eyed girls, and cultural appreciation. I'm going to give it a 4.5 candy corn.
Perfect. All right. Well, that leaves me to be the bearer of bad news. No,
course.
I like everything about the
You're
movie.
going to give it a 3.25.
No, 3.5. 3.5 candy corns.
Oh.
It does everything I want it to do. It's
He's
fun.
being nicer in his age.
Well, it's just like it's one of those movies that there's nothing really wrong with it. Like I like it. It's fun if you're into the fantasy stuff. Like I said, there's just little things that like I wish there was more of, or I like a little bit more of a I like the action movie. I like the fantasy movie. I like the comedies. I like it all. But there's certain things I wish there were more of in it, like the monsters, because the monsters were so cool. I'm like, oh, I wanted to see more of that. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with the movie. So everyone should watch it if you haven't already, and everyone should like it. And if you don't like it, well, Dominic's going to have a little talk with you, and he'll be at your place in no time. He's going to drop a baby and crash through your window to have a little discussion
forgot
with you.
the reference, and I was like, why am I dropping baby? I completely forgot that reference. Yeah, okay. I mean, give it a 3 then, and feel like you're a good
3.5.
person.
3.5
I don't know why
is
you don't
great.
like the Chinese people, especially those who live in and around San Francisco and their beliefs.
I mean,
But,
there was
whatever,
a
you can
little
do whatever you
incident we had not too long ago. If you want to
It's a
go there.
4.3.
Yeah.
What's up, Mark Wahlberg? Racist. That's your problem. I heard you used to hang out with him back in the day. What?
Up in
I
Boston.
said it. I said it.
You did
Me,
say it.
me, Mark, and the Funky Bunch.
You said it.
Doing hate crimes back in the
Now
80s.
it's my goal to find an old picture of Marky Mark with some friends and just like put you in the back with him.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna do it. You guys, yeah,
My one friend
done. Doing hate
You're-
crimes together.
years ago,
Wow.
there's this one picture where he's singing and he has like a hat on with like a flipped up brim, no
Mhm.
shirt on, and he's rocking out. And she was like, "Look, E, it's you," because when we
That's what you
play,
look like.
yeah, I have my hat on and often not a shirt, and it was funny because she's an Asian girl. And I'm like, all white people don't look the same if they have hats on, lady. But
but
kind of do.
kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
4.3 candy corns. That's a fucking phenomenal score.
It's 4.33, so like really it should just be rounded up to
That's
4.5.
probably one of the higher scores that any movie has gotten out of this.
So I'm gonna round
podcast.
up.
And it's so sad we have to go back to
Yeah.
1986 for it.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff. There's always new. There's always
Yeah.
every new movie gives another chance to have another amazing legendary movie.
Does it though? I feel
Yeah.
like
I
it
don't know.
doesn't.
I mean, like you dropped Weaving's Ready or Not. That was a great movie. I would give I had fun with that.
It
one.
was a very solid movie, but it's no Big Trouble, buddy.
Yeah.
No.
And after
I want-
Long Legs just broke us.
Snow Class of 1999.
I am bummed because while we're doing this podcast, I tried to shop for the limited edition Steelbook, and it's on Amazon for $227.77.
Jesus
so I will
Christ.
not be buying that.
No.
But-
Oh, do something nice for yourself, baby.
Yeah.
Do something nice.
Oh,
Yeah, see, buy yourself the steel book. Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Well, I was sleeping on that one. It's my fault.
Have some spirits and a cigar. Yeah.
No one's gonna love you more than you love yourself, honey.
That's true. I try to love
Just
myself
buy
very
yourself that steel book.
often. $150 on eBay. Suck it.
Yeah,
No,
shit.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a little
other
pricey.
people obviously feel it's amazing, so hopefully they'll issue out another.
But anyway, guys, Dom, thanks for coming back on.
Dude,
Always-
for Big
always
Trouble in
happy.
Little China.
Yeah.
Please, you don't have to wait for Nicolas Cage to call me back to this fucking podcast. You can actually
Dude,
call me back.
I mean, we do it all the time. Just
Scream.
you could check in every
It's
week
fine.
and be like,
you can
hey,
be in the podcast all the time.
yeah,
Nah.
you just say, hey, what are you guys doing this week? Because
Yeah, you want to be do you want to be a host again? You could be.
I
You
mean,
could be.
You're there.
You could be.
Let
All
us
you gotta
know,
do
buddy.
is say yes. Say
Yeah,
yes.
but I feel like it's better
Oh,
if I come in and out.
wait, what? Whoa.
I feel like you like the old in
With
and out
that.
with me.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, a
It's
little bit
got
of the old
super
in and out.
sexual. Yeah.
I'm,
You know, a little come here and a little come there.
I'm missing Mike Terry right now.
Why don't I? And that's
Hey.
the other thing. Why don't I ever get to be on an episode with Mike Terry? You have a three.
Dude, because he has a new baby and his life is a fucking
And another
disaster
kind of
right-
newish baby.
Yeah.
And like, I think he sees his wife 2 hours a week and
yeah.
Well,
he's
Somebody-
working nonstop.
Yeah.
It's like his life is fucked right now for a while.
Yeah. Everyone don't have
Full
kids.
of love and babies though.
Yeah. I mean, if you're into
The
that type of
babies
thing,
are
but-
super cute.
you're not trying hard enough at life.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's-
the next time I see him, he's going to be like 100 pounds.
Probably.
Dude, believe me, we've been trying to get him for like 3 months. And it's
Yeah.
like he'll be like, all right,
Rough.
sweet. And then he'll be like, dude, I had to take my fucking kid to the hospital, or I had to do this, or
Yeah.
I fell asleep for 7 hours, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
like I said, we got at least one more movie, John Carpenter movie in us for the month. At least
We
one,
got
maybe two.
We got two.
So
I'm saying
We'll
it
try.
right now because
Yeah.
if I say
I mean,
it,
the man
I
made a number
like
of
to be
movies that
alive.
are quality.
yeah,
quality
but
movies.
I know, but only
What
we're
ones did
doing
you do?
Carpenter October.
yeah.
So we only
It's-
Wait,
have
which ones did you do? I haven't looked up at
just
all.
this.
Just
Oh, this is it?
I think we did one other movie, I think, but we got two other ones. I texted you about the ones
The
that we're
man
gonna
has
do.
made a lot of movies.
He did, and it's surprised, dude. I was
Oh,
telling
text.
Oubliette,
Hold on.
we've never done any of the classics. We've never done any Nightmare on Elm Streets. We've never done any Friday the 13th.
Wait, no, this is bullshit. We did one of the ones you just named.
We did not.
No,
No?
we
Ever?
just did Texas Chainsaw Massacre with
Yeah.
Terry like this year because that had never been done.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
It's atrocious. We're
Us.
fucking
That
awful.
you mean us.
Awful.
We all of us.
I blame you.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
You were like, do you know that I've been doing this for 3 years? That's fucking crazy. I had like a
That is
little
insane.
thing that reminded me, and that didn't seem right, but I guess it is.
Time flies when you're
wild.
old, and you know all the days.
Oh, come
Wow.
on.
Oh my god.
Anyways, people, we can
Yeah.
say goodbye to you and talk amongst ourselves. So just remember, cultural appreciation, not appropriation. Don't be racist inside or outside. And don't talk
Well.
shit about Big Trouble in Little China or Dom's going to come for your ass.
Dude, I will seriously come for you.
Oh, he's
you
gonna
wanna go
come on your
crazy?
ass.
Yeah.
So you don't talk about bad. He'll come on your ass.
Whoa, whoa,
Evil
whoa.
spirits make big scene in little spiritual state. That's what the Chinese characters for the title of this movie actually.
He's gonna make big trouble in your little China. So don't talk shit on this movie, everybody.
In your little spiritual state. All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again, and
Yeah, you see?
keep your eyes peeled, everybody, for another Carpenter movie.
Whatever, you guys
See you
are making
later.
So many noises. When some wild-eyed 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against the barroom brawl, and he looks at you crooked in the eye and asks you if you paid your dues. You just stare that big sucker right back in the eye, and you remember what old Jack Burton always said at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, Jack?
Give me
Yes,
some
sir.
sugar, baby.
Checks in the mail.
Like scary.
There you go. Later.
Burton just looks that big old storm right square in the eye and he says, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Your move, creep.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.